Hey everyone, so this is my next weekly recap. So this week was pretty tough, a lot of losers, a lot of break-evens, some half stops. However, at the same time, I had like trades like break-even, the trend to 5R. So this one is not like that. Then break even the trend to 2R, break even the trend to 7R, but I just decided to manage further. So like a bit of confluence of unlucky trades, so to say, and maybe got too much attached to the bias. And for instance, on this trade, like took two losses in the three losses in one zone, three losses in one zone. So I kind of balanced it out with one big winner, but overall, percentage-wise, this week is in a drawdown compared to the previous week. High point drawdown for minus 0.8%. So basically, like nothing bad happened, but yeah. So let's dive into setups and let's start with Euro USD trade. So for Euro USD, we are still in the same bias we discussed for previous 3 or 4 weeks. So show the reaction from this 3-day or weekly zone or 2-day zone and started to build inside structure to go up and eventually attack this high. So let me put my time for the beginning of the week, and this is how the beginning of the week looked like. Maybe even this, yeah, like this. So overall bullish market, moving bullish. And by the way, by this time or somewhere in the middle of the week, we had almost the same situation on GU. But what's interesting, GU was already here, so already broke significant highs, while EU was still here basically. So that was an interesting example of correlation. So when you have a correlated pair, but one was already breaking the high, so it was like a small confluence that maybe EU will want to do something like this also. So bullish on weekly, bullish on daily after the accumulation, and following this, let me clean it up a bit, and following this structure that we have on 4 hours. So basically 4 hours started to build some kind of a chain. So this was the protected low previously, mitigated it, started to move up, didn't make a break, started to build this chain from inside structure, maybe reaccumulated based on maybe 1 hour, something like that, created a break, and we were in this bullish 4 hours range on the beginning of the week, during the beginning of the week. And let me check. Yeah, so basically I didn't trade during I think Monday. Yeah, so yeah, the first trade happened on Tuesday, so let's just it like this. So we created a reaccumulation on 1 hour. So 1 hour was building structure, created a reaccumulation here, and then created this break of structure on 1 hour. And then when the session started, so we had this 1 hour big move. Of course, we had some zones here. So these are refinements probably from 30 minutes. Yes, so we were in this 30-minute real push as a part of inside structure from 1 hour break. And basically what I did there is just refined that 30-minute to 15-minute zones. So I was willing to use either this one or this one. Time of the session was New York, and started to look for my longs. And what I did there is I had a bearish market coming into the zone, tapping into it, and what it did is created actually a bullish shift, broke it up and snapped back right away, created a bullish shift of structure, tapped into the zone, and after a break, technical break, it snapped back right into the zone. So, and based on the overall bullish context, at this place quite late, unfortunately, I entered and just started to follow the price. So at this point I went BE when the price got here, and then here I wrote that I'm expecting a reaccumulation of the first structural shifts. So these were first structural shifts, and now expecting reaccumulation, hoping it will not bring me away from a trade, but it didn't. To be honest, these trades were taken just from these zones, and then from the zones from higher time frames refinements, but the timing was really bad. I mean, it was already evening time, so but yeah, so these two trades were like mistakes, technical mistakes, but they were losers, two losers, and it's a break even. The price then just continued in this range, and during next days it went much higher, so overall respecting the structure, but I was not trading during this time on EU specifically. So what we did there is actually mitigated 30-minute zone, as you can see, 30-minute zone with refinement, and just continue up. So best opportunities were here during this time, and basically that's all. During the week, EURUSD continued up, approaching this psychological level of 110. Again, I'm not using psychological levels, but they're kind of like moves. So for weak side, they acted like resistance, but because of the overall bullish context, it just broke up, given some opportunities for entries here, and just continued to be bullish. So looking bullish for the next week as well. Another trade that I took was on UJ. So on UJ, again, we discussed it many times. We have really bullish market on weekly that created a reaccumulation into this zone, and now we're starting to build some bullish structure on daily, on lower time frames, and starting to move up into these higher time frame zones. So this is how daily chart looks like. We had this break, and basically holding this bullish structure on daily. The quality is quite messy, average quality, but overall, if we have a bullish idea at the moment when I tried to trade it, it was in this really clear bullish move on 4 hours and was just looking to continue it. And the same move was on 1 hour, coming after this really nice chain of price. So these entries and these entries, of course, were just really great, but I just missed them. So I continued to move from this zone and from this range. And we didn't have a tap, by the way, so somewhere here will be the entry time. We didn't have a tap into the zone yet, which is the negative for this trade, so that's good that it is with the overall bullish bias, but we did get a tap into this bigger zone. So I mean, it's really big, but with this bullishness I was okay to try to take it higher, and then just switched to 1 minute and just traded 1 minute shifts to the bull side during a high liquidity session of pre-New York and New York. And what we had here is this inside structure play. So what we had is a bearish market that shifted then bullish, reshifted bearish for reaccumulation, and started to go up based on inside structure with a really clear impulse. And here again we had this market maker candle or fakey. So is a candle that going below the previous one and then closing inside or higher, and I just decided to take one entry, and it worked out pretty nice. So At this point I was break even, of course, after creation of the new structure. And this trade actually ran to 5R, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it ran to 5R, even a bit more, but because I changed the management a bit, I was waiting for my 7R, which never happened. So it was a break even, and later on the market continued to the deeper zones, I think. Oh no, actually you see what happened. Yeah, I forgot. So it's really interesting. So this was my early entry, and then actually on 2 minutes, on 3 minutes, the market created real shifts of structure. So on this 3 minute, mitigated the zone. So actually the 5 minute is best to look for. Yeah, mitigated the zone like this, and here these entries were much better. Again, you see it took me out at break even and then went to target and much higher. And then during the week I tried, so we liquidated this, tapped into the root of the move and started to go higher, and I tried to confirm it here, but it just was an instant loser, and then the market started to mitigate deeper and showing a reaction from the very zone, but I was not at the market during this time. However, as you can see, there was some entry possibilities, and overall the zone from 4 hours that we discussed in the beginning really held nicely, and most likely during the next week we will see this or this. So again, you see, like the analysis was not that bad overall, and the trades actually, the analysis played out eventually. However, I was not able to position myself during the right time, and yeah, because of updated management, I took break evens where I previously would have a full winner of 5R. Now let's take a look at Euro GPY trade. So on weekly we just have a bullish market that had a shift, then mitigation of the deeper zone of the range, and the market that started to move up on the weekly, clearly heading for these targets. Then on 3 days and on daily basis, what we had previously are these reaccumulations, and then shifts back to the bullish side, again reaccumulations, and shifts back. So this is inside structure, but on 4 hours it's like real structure. So overall the market that is moving bullish, and I was looking, so bullish market that created a break already on daily and on 4 hours. So I was looking at this market here and on 4 hours accordingly. And on 1 hour, based on fractal and real structure, we had like a lot of shifts to the upside. So even with the understanding that the market is bullish, I was basically wanting to take out this low. So right now, looking back, of course, I understand that this decision was pretty much wrong. I had my reaction, by the way. So this was my bias. We broke on 1 hour. Again, broke on 1 hour, on daily and 4 hours, so pretty high in the market, consecutive shifts, and started to show this inside structure. Again, the confluences were pretty bad for me, because even on 15 minutes we had this bearish shifts, but then shifted bullish again. The only confluence I actually had is from, so even 5 minutes was against me here, but 1 minute like shifted into my direction, started to go bearish, and before London I decided to take a trade from this zone. So let me zoom it in a bit. So just while looking at the market, it was playing here, took the entry out from the zone, pretty big stop loss, and it went to break even and then to 7R. So actually this was 7R, this level. Yeah, even a bit higher, but to be honest, I don't know why I just decided to keep it. I thought, okay, we started a bearish move, and maybe even if we want to see bullishness overall in the market, maybe we will see these lows taken out, and so this was my target. You see, counter trend trade. Again, like I implemented this count system, so to say, maybe 1 month or so, but ago. But I think for counter trends, you just sometimes are risking too much, and probably I will not use it so much, because in the markets like this, you could have much more better entries with the trend. So anyway, I had a break even there. Tried to short the market again here with the same target, went break even here and had one more break even. The market then just continued to go up and up and up. And most dramatic actions were happening on CHF-GPY. So CHF-GPY, basically same analysis, bullish market. However, it has a bit different daily structure. So on daily, at the moment when I was taking trades, we were bearish, and I was trying to have some bearish trades here during previous week, and then some bearish trades now we will see somewhere during these days. And of course it was a big mistake. So this is why you don't want ideally take trades even if you are in your zone. It's better to wait for your middle time frames to start moving in your direction, because what we have here, of course we see on an intermediate basis we have a really bullish structure. And now I want to play so to say in a game with you. So again, overall we are having like bullish market from weekly, from 3 days. The only thing bearish we have is this local bearish trend, which could be, by the way, a redistribution, but this idea just failed. And what I had here is the attempt to short this refined daily zone. When I was shorting it, everything was just bullish. So 15 minute, 1 hour. So basically what I was doing is confirming these 1 minute shifts. Okay, so the price started to go down. Again, you see it has the space, even if it wants to stay bearish, it had the space to move up, but I was confirming this. Yeah, so this was my entry there, and just an instant loser. So yes, this market could play out for some time, but it never did, and it started to move up. And so let me check where the next entries were. Okay, oh, they were like next days, I think. So, and the market started to break this high, basically. And this is the danger of counter trend trades. So yes, we are breaking daily highs, and we have even structural overextensions on 2 hours, on 1 hour. But if you were following this market as bullish, you see how many possibilities you have, like 1, 2 from inside structure, from this. So you see how much more safer this market can be if you just following it. But I decided, okay, like this is, so you see one more entry. So what, oops, okay, let me come back again. So what I was thinking here is just, okay, it's we are breaking the high, so maybe we will have some pullback, and maybe we will have it during the next week, but then at least you want the price to start doing it, okay? Because if the price is just impulsively breaking up, it can do it for even next 5 days. Yes, giving you some short-term pullbacks, but not what, for instance, I need. And on 1 minute, on 5 minutes, the structure was developing just almost perfectly. So as you can see, we had yeah, so this was my first attempt. So we had these shifts to the bullish side. Just looking the market, this was of course a perfect textbook entry, but I was trying to short this zone. So yeah, that's weird looking back now. Then again, after one more break, tried to short this market maker candle, but in the wrong place, of course. Started to go down a bit, just a little bit, and pay attention to what it did. It created a really nice clear shift to the upside with this root of the move, mitigated it. And again, just look at this market. Yeah, it's already went a significant part of its uptrend, starting like from here and even lower. Yeah, so it's just moving up and up and up. By the way, the retail, if you look at during such trends for retail sentiment, so at this time retail sentiment was like 90% short and 10% or even less long. And this is how you stuck on the wrong side of the market and with the weak hand. So one more perfect entry. So a lot of like 7, 10 hour entries. Then mitigation once again. So this one was breaking. So this one was breaking a bit, but this one general holding. And then after next break, I was again trying to short it. And basically, so at the again, imagine you are looking at the live price. So and you are breaking like 1 hour, you are breaking 4 hours. Everything is looking a bit, just at least somewhat overextended, and you are acting from the high place in a break. So some logic was there, but it never wanted to hold. Just creating some inside structure, continuing to hold. So then I just waited. Again, you see, so this was an entry from an inside structure basis like this. This was entry from a clean zone. Would not give me my target, but maybe for someone this was a target. And then in this place again, just look in the market. So I start in some small movement, some market maker candles, and that's all. From here we went to the downside, and yeah, I was looking for the same targets as before, and just got lucky, okay, because what we did here, of course, if I will show you 15 minutes, you will see what we did here. So I will just delete all of this, maybe 20 minutes, 30. Yeah, so we created a really clear shift of structure with these unmitigated zones, with this origin of the move, mitigated it, and just continued up more and more. So what we have for the next week here is this psychological level of 150, which coincides with like these highs, and overall the target is there. Just wanted to show you how dangerous can be to trade these pullbacks. Again, don't like to trade them. Sometimes I trade them. Sometimes you will have weeks like this, or maybe not, it depends. I had a week like that. So overall, still looking for taking out these highs. Let's see how it will develop during the previous week. Looking at this now, of course, it's like we have some slowing downs. but I don't know. At this point, I will probably just refuse from trading any shorts. We'll just reanalyze it. So I already see this root of the move on daily. So maybe after we will have some pullback to start trading from this bigger zone to the upside, or from here to the upside. But really, JPY markets were really bullish during previous maybe 1 or 2 months. So I need to just start following them more. Okay, see you in the next week, and hope you will have a good day or week whenever and wherever you are. Bye.